Okay, there we go. Hey everybody, I am Margaret. If you're new here, welcome. But I have a feeling if you're here for this video, you might already have been watching me for a little bit and you will have seen that I have been doing some videos about AI. And I do have notes, even though I am live today, because there were some things that I wanted to address uh, as I'm editing another AI video. I've been getting a lot of comments on the ones I've done so far. And I wanted to come today and just have a discussion about some of the things that and concerns that a lot of, not a lot, but some people have been sharing about AI. And so I am going to be talking about the concerns that a lot of people have been bringing to me, whether in comments or I've gotten personal emails about it. The concerns I'm really going to dive into are the accuracy, the environmental impacts of AI, and the impersonalness of it. I'm going to talk about the pros and cons that I have found with working with AI, with reselling, and just some commentary that I took some notes on. And I am live, so hello, if you're watching live, then drop a hello into the chat, and hopefully I see some there. Hi Josh. And we'll have just a discussion about this, because I do have more content coming out about using AI and getting comfortable with it. And I know that, and I've shared this in the videos I've done so far, is that I know a lot of my audience are my age, older, and it can be challenging learning new things. But change can be hard, not just for people my age and older, but it's change can be hard. But this is the reality of things. So I'm going to do my commentary real quick and then talk about the notes and what I said I was going to talk about. The first thing is time. You know, if you ask people what is the most valuable thing in life, some people might say money, family, but ultimately it is our time, the time to be able to do the things we love, the time to spend with the people that we care about. And this is one of the things that I really feel like AI is just barely scratching the surface on, with not just reselling, but with so many different areas of life, that it's going to free up so much of our time. Let me know what in the comments later, or if you're watching now. I'm trying to see, my chat keeps disappearing. So, oh, there it is. Okay. What you think about that, and how it can really free up time. And in the reselling world and in the business world, time is money, right? So that's kind of where I come from with that. And that also, I'm looking at my notes because I know my brain just goes pew pew pew. Oh, thanks, Christine. She says interested, very interested. Thank you for your commentary. I feel like the concerns that I'm getting, and our brains just naturally go to the hiccups and the when people share the negatives. You know, there can be 100 positives, and then that one negative is like that little thorn in your side. It's not a thorn in my side, but it's something that I feel like, one, it's brave to see that there's 100 positive comments, and to step up and say, no, I have this concern, whether it's valid, accurate, you know, but that's your perspective. And so being able to come forward and say, I don't like this, and here's why, and express that, I think it takes a lot of guts to do that. You know, some people will say, well, trolls, the internet, blah blah blah, but it's not always. There are actual people that watch my videos and have for years, and like I said, I've gotten emails, personal emails, that are not in the comments, from people that are have real concerns, right? So what I'm seeing the most with the people that are sending these kind of comments, and their concerns, is that they're kind of going into it, from my perspective, it feels like they're going into this fight, flight, or freeze. There's change, there's something that's a threat, they see it as a threat, and so they're either wanting to fight against it, they're freezing, they don't want to use it, or, you know, they're just like run away and avoid it, right? Totally avoidant, which is fine. And my big takeaway from this is that, and here's where my commentary really comes in. I feel like, and this isn't AI related, I feel like the way that our world, especially in the States, and I feel like a lot of other countries are having this too, is we've almost been, I'm going to say, trained to have this mentality of us versus them, or this versus that, or just everything has, you have to pick a side, right? You have to be for it or against it. You have to, whether it's politically, whether it's socially, whether it's, there's so much of that in everything that we do. You know, do you, even down to like pineapple on pizza, you love it or you hate it, or toilet paper, you know, it's like you have to pick a side for everything, you know, and I'm just like, and it's just not who I am. It's not how, and honest to goodness, like as a kid, even like I always thought I was weird because I would see people who had such strong convictions about things, even as a small kid, thinking like I don't feel that strongly about, and I thought, what's wrong with me, Led? I don't have these super strong convictions about a band, or you know, I like this and I like that, and so, and I don't know if it's just human nature or just coming out more now, or it feels like it's more now, where people just feel like they have to pick this or that, and you're for it or you're against it, right? And I just want to put this out there. It doesn't have to be that way, right? It doesn't have to be you're for it or you're against it, right? It can be you're for it and you see the problems with it, or you like AI and you like, I mean, some people on one of the videos were like, why didn't you just do Google image search? You know, you could just do Google image search, forget the other. I'm like, why can't I do both? You know, you can do both. I can do Google image search and use AI, right? It doesn't have to be one or the other. And the video that I'm working on editing is comparing different sites, because some people are like, I don't know which AI to use. And you know, on where I'm showing ChatGPT in one video, someone's like, why are you doing that one? That you should be doing this one. And you know, why are you doing that version? This one's so much. I'm like, you can do both. Here's the thing. Hold the phones, people. I can do all of it. And it's even more powerful, right? At that point. Pros and cons. Here we go. Pros. One, you're able to put in photographs. I'm going to come back to the chat in just a second. I see some really good comments coming through. Pros. You can drop in a photo, not just of one item, but of a big group of items, and prompt it to be like, what is this? You know, tell me all the things in this picture. Tell me what you think, you know, based on your research, what is it going to sell for? What is it up for? You can say, you know, give me, this was a part where people were like, but it's going to be inaccurate. Like, you can tell it, tell me where you found these answers. Don't just pull stuff out of your AI a-hole, right? Tell me the prove it. And it will. And if, you know, and I was very specific, like, I don't want, hang on, I got pop-ups coming up. I don't want you to just tell me vague stuff. I want specific proof, right? So pros, you can drop in a photo, you can drop in a photo of a group of things, you can ask it to give you all kinds of crazy information, and it will, you know, and if you ask the right questions, it will give you so much information. So that's one of the pros, being able to, I mean, I just love that feature right there. That, for me, that's like everything. You're able to expand your knowledge on the different thing. I remember going to the thrift store. This is probably 10 years ago, when suits were the big thing. Like, people were buying suits, selling suits, men's clothing. I am not into clothing or jeans, you know, and standing in the thrift store aisle going suit by suit, because I'm like, I need to learn this. I need to figure out which of these, you know, are going to be good sellers, and going into eBay and manually, what is this? What is this? What is this? And that's 10 years ago, right? 10 to 12 years ago, right? And now I can take a picture of a label and a suit. And this is what I was doing yesterday, taking a picture of a piece, and I don't sell clothes, a clothing piece, its label, and it will tell me everything about the label, what it sells for. It looked at the condition of the piece that I took a picture of and was like, that's got a lot of pilling on it. Unless you're ready to clean that thing up, you might be looking at da da da. And it just gives so much. Where before, I mean, those of us who've been doing it for a while, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about here, having to go through, and that getting that foothold into a new niche, getting that foothold into a new category, learning about, a lot of my viewers watch about jewelry and trying to get into selling jewelry, and there's so much to learn. And this really, and you would, I mean, if I were in that fight or flight or this or that mentality, I'd be like, oh no, you're ruining it for everybody. Now everybody's going to be able to go in and take a picture of all this jewelry, and they're going to like, Margaret, you're if you remember Juan, who I was working with and we were partnered for a while, he was like, even doing videos like this, he would say, you're feeding your competition. And I just don't have that mentality. I'm like, I mean, since I started reselling, there have been people like, YouTubers are ruining it. Resellers are ruining thrift stores. And yet here we are, still finding things to sell. 10, 12 years later, I'm still able to walk into, yesterday, when was recording for the video I'm working on, I walked into the thrift store and walked out with a Harley Davidson leather saddlebag I bought for $15. That's probably going to sell for $160. So while, yeah, it's just like the mentality of there's not enough, the mentality of you're feeding your competition, that whole, I'm not afraid. I make videos all the time about jewelry and educating people about thrifting and making money and how to supplement their income and how doing, whatever. And 10, 12 years on, I'm still here doing the same thing with 100, whatever, however many subscribers it is now, and people watching videos, thousands of people. And the thing is, like, either people will take the information and do nothing with it, the people will take the information and learn and grow from it. And anyway, I went off on a tangent, which is why I have notes, right? So, pros. There's so many pros. And I am going to come back to the chat. So if you've asked questions or left comments there, I'm coming back. But I get so sidetracked. You guys know me. This is why a lot of my videos aren't live so much anymore. Being able to break into a new niche so easily. Hey, Mary, I was just leaving you a polo. Being able to break into a niche so easily is just, I think, incredible. I used to sell books. I used to send stuff into Amazon FBA, and I haven't done books in forever. And so yesterday I was like, you know what? Watch this. You can take a picture of a shelf of books, and it will list out, here are the books titles, here's the sell-through rate, here's how much it could sell for, here's how fast it might sell, blah, 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 blah. Leave this behind, pick that one up, right? And if you're not a bookseller and you're like, that's a lot. But imagine before, you'd have to have like a barcode scanner or your phone, and you're like beeping and looking before back then when I was doing FBA, I think I finally eventually got a barcode scanner, but I was looking, or scanning every single book to see. And look, and then there was like Amazon FBA, you would scan it in, and then there was FBA tools that would like analyze all the stuff. And it was just such a big laborious process of step by step. I did it because I was like, I'm making this work because I need to make this work because I need to make a living. I need to, you know my story. Me and the kids needed to strike out on our own. Okay. That's right. Like, I'm getting on my soapbox. I can feel it. Lots of pros. Cons. There are for sure cons. And one of the biggest concerns that I've gotten is that the information can be inaccurate. True. I'm not going to say that that's inaccurate because it is true. there are inaccuracies that can occur with using AI. My take on that isn't like, okay, well, let's just throw the baby out with the bathwater. Some people are like, I'm not using it because I scanned, this Bucky's cup in and it told me it was going to be worth $300. And guess what? It's not. So, you AI, right? There are so many. Okay, let me break it down in my brain. One, when AI started, if you ever asked it to make a picture for you, it would make like create an image of a woman, and it would have like 6 hands and 3 ears, and it would be wonky, and now you can ask it to make a video and it will create a, be scared or not, you can see the progression. And it learns, AI is learning as we go. And so it's getting better and better and better. And while there are still inaccuracies, it's gathering so much data and information and knowledge that it's just going to keep getting better. And I did ask yesterday, I asked AI, like, hey, you're giving me this sell-through rate, but I know that you're not able to access eBay sold, as far as I know. Like, how are you coming up with this sell-through rate? And it was able to, hi Glenn, I'll come back to the chat in just a second. It's able to go through all the data that it has learned. And this is my big thing too, is that I don't just go off eBay, right? I never have. So people are like, when I say in videos, like how much I think I can get for something, I don't want to say a lot of people, but there are people that scoff and are like, well, that's not what it says on eBay sold. And that's not, you're looking, I don't just go off eBay sold. And like I said, I've been doing this long enough. And I see some of my veteran friends in there. I call you my veteran resale. So Swamp Picker, Thelma, I'm sure I saw some other people, their names popped up. Jennifer, like people that have been doing this for a while. I can't, no, you don't just go off one thing, right? I mean, that is a good tool. eBay sold is a great place to look to see if something is selling, what kind of prices people are getting for it. But eBay's not, I mean, I love eBay. That's my main, one of the main places I sell, but it's not the end all be all. eBay, Etsy, Poshmark, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, whatnot, Knickknack. I mean, there's so many e-commerce people selling on their own sites. And so it's gathering data from everywhere because not everybody is just buying off eBay. That's one. And so I think when people get so narrowly focused in on, oh, well, it has to be eBay sold. That's, when you get so hard lined about stuff, it can be your downfall, whether your vision of success, right? What you see is this is how it has to be for it to be successful, to be I mean, I remember even early on, people were like, you can't call yourself a reseller because you're not hardcore, you're not full time, you're not this, you're not that. I'm like, and at first, when I first started, I was like, oh, and I'm like, oh, whatever. Now, going off. Okay. So that, I mean, the accuracy, real concern, right? But it's going to get better. It is getting better. The other thing I would say about that is based on the amount of data and the amount of information that you're getting. So yesterday I'm scanning, I'm going through 3 different AIs, feeding it the information, the same prompts, the same images, the same everything, to see which one is doing the better job, right? In the field, like at the thrift store, which one is giving me the data quick, accurate, this, that, everything I need. And while maybe the sell-through rate is off on one of them, oh my gosh, this one said 12% sell-through rate. This one said 30%. That's a big difference. All the other information about it, about the item that I'm looking for, is so rich and so impactful that I can work with the tweak. I can say, you know what, let me go double check that one, or if it seemed like something that was like way out there. I mean, one of the AIs that, oh yeah, please go hit the like button. One of the AIs, I want no spoilers. It was so bad. And I'm like, if somebody is using this one, I can see why they are like, it's so wrong all the time. I'm like, there was one of them I used that it was so generic in its answers. It was so, and even to the point where like, I gave you the label. Why aren't you telling me what it is? And why aren't you, and it's like, oh, this is really hot. And this is blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh. So yeah, depending on the model you're using and the questions you're asking, you got to take a breather on that one, right? To figure it out. Okay, pros, cons, concerns. Big concern, accuracy. We talked about that one. Another of the big concerns that I've been hearing are the environmental impacts. And so I do want to address that. And maybe when you're using AI, you don't think about the environmental impacts, but the storage facilities, the cooling that has to happen. We all think it's all in the cloud, but there are actual facilities that house things. I don't know how the sausage is made, basically, but it's happening, and there are environmental impacts. My response to this is twofold. One, everything has an environmental impact. So it's kind of like pick your poison. And some of the comments and some of the direct emails I've gotten have been very pointed and very like, you have to stop telling people to use AI. You're destroying the planet. That's kind of the gist that I got from it. And first of all, nobody likes to be told what to do, especially in that way. Second of all, people in glass houses, right? It's like, ye who has not sinned, cast the first stone sort of deal. Like, look at yourself. Are you drinking out of a straw? Then let's talk about the ocean. Are you eating beef? Okay, well, let's talk about methane. Are you know what I mean? It's like unless you're living in a cave on a mountain, eating roots and berries and burying your poop to make the plants grow, then I'm like, why are you on AI? Why are you messaging me? Because now you're impacting the environment too. So it's pick your poison on that one, and me stopping talking about it, it doesn't make it go away. We can all stick our heads in the sand. Not we all, but some people, you can stick your head in the sand. You can fight, freeze, point the finger at people. It's not going away. So if I stop talking about it and stopped helping people learn how to improve, because my channel is not about environmental impacts. I'm already offsetting it with all my reselling. Okay. So there. Okay. I'm saving the planet because I'm thrifting, and everything I'm wearing today is thrifted. Like, I got this. Yes. I mean, I'm helping the planet already. So my job here is done. The environmental impacts are real, but every single thing that you look at and do is going to have an environmental impact, right? The only thing is, with AI, eventually it's going to be smart enough to solve that problem. Eventually we'll be able to, and I'm sure there's people working on that right now. AI, this is a problem that having AI creates. How can we fix this problem? And eventually AI is getting smarter, and it's going to be able to solve that problem, amongst other things. Another concern that people have shared is that it's impersonal. It takes the fun out of thrifting. It takes the fun out of the thrill of the hunt. It takes the fun out of, and to me, that's that going back to that versus. You have to have it this way or that way. You have to be on the hunt thrifting and searching for that hidden gem and that thing you love, or you're just taking pictures and it's just consumerism and you're just trying to find the thing, right? I don't think it has to be this or that. It can be both. I know for me, it absolutely is. I'm out thrifting, or I'm at garage this past weekend. I tried so hard, you guys. I was trying to record myself, GoPro it, and do the AI thing so you could see it in action. We'll see what kind of mess I come up with if I can cobble something together. But it was my first time trying to do both at the same time. I am very ADD. And so my brain is going ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, and look for good items like ping, 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 ping. Yeah. So we'll see how I can make that all come together. But I was still able to take pictures of a big bunch of items, look at it. That's where the tens unit was. Because of my thrill of the hunt, looking for the fun, looking for the jewelry, looking for the quirky, I don't hone in on new packaged items. I just don't. And so, there's like a psychological thing about that. There's a psychological, like, if you're not looking for it, you won't see it kind of deal. And I could look at the whole blanket of stuff. I didn't even notice that tens unit still in the package. And that was like the biggest ticket item thing. So it's like, I want to make money and I want to have fun. And so that kind of like frees my brain up to, I can take a picture of all this stuff. I'm pinpointing things like, I see this, I see this, I see this. And AI is like, oh yeah, but there's also this. If that makes sense. I think it does. So it's doing the heavy lifting for the things that are going to also bring money. And I get to still like look for the fun stuff. I had another thread on that and my brain just went, shoom, the train has left the station. What was it? Because it was so good. I had another good point. This is why I have to write things down. Oh, gracious. Now I'm going to have to think about it. It will come back to me, but it's really bothering me. But yeah, like I said, I don't think you have to go into one or the other. You can do both and enjoy it, find the cool stuff, and use the AI to help look at categories you wouldn't normally look at. I remember. So I took a picture of a table that had like a bunch of puzzles and games and this and that. And speaking of tunnel vision, I'm pointing over there because that's where my chat pops up. I took a picture just to kind of like, I already like, yeah, I know Connect 4, I know this game, I know that, blah, 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 whatever. And then in the comment, in the chat, it was like, ceramic pumpkins, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what's ceramic pumpkins? Alarm was going off. I'm sitting there looking at this table and went back. I'm looking at the picture, I mean, this is after the fact, not at the thrift store, at the garage sale, that is. And I'm like, what the heck is it talking about? Ceramic pumpkins. There's no freaking pumpkins in this picture. Y'all, they were in the box. There was a box of ceramic pumpkins. There was no image of the pumpkins on the box, but the box said, whatever brand it was, ceramic pumpkins, blah, blah, blah. I didn't even notice. I didn't look at it. I wouldn't have seen it. So that's the power of it. Is like, I didn't end up buying them, but I could see the potential of that. Like, whoa, there could be something in a box that I'm just scanning past because I'm visual. I'm looking at the puzzles and the games and their bright colors, and I'm looking for things I recognize. And AI's like, you didn't recognize this, you didn't see that, you missed this. And if any of you who are my reseller friends that make videos or content, and you, I'm sure you've gotten this too, when you're at the thrift store and you're showing the shelves, you're panning the shelves, I get the comments all like, you totally missed blah, blah, blah. You missed this, you missed that. We all miss stuff at the thrift store. You know, just because I'm recording it or we're recording it, you're able to spot it and you just don't see it. You just don't see it. Or I'm watching back and then I see, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't see that on the shelf. Well, AI's like, I see it and it's telling you along the way, you know, so you're not leaving it behind. Those are my those are my comments. That's my journal pieces every step right on the front there. I am gonna go look in the chat right now. So if you are here just for that part, thank you for being here. Hit that subscribe button, all of the fun things that we do. And I'm gonna go look in the chat and see what everyone is saying real fast. So I'm looking on this side, even though the camera's over here, because this is where the chat is. Hello, hello, hello. I'm worried I'm gonna hit the wrong button. Okay, so people are sharing that they use it. Christine, I don't have my cheaters, but I'm gonna do my best. Barbie says, I found that it not only frees up time, but can also educate. I've learned so much. Totally. Don't go away, chat. I have a, a point to make on that, because I did just, there was some study that came out that was like, people are getting stupider because of AI. You know, people are not using their brains and their thinking as much because of AI. And like, I have learned so much. I feel like a lot of, my video stuff has improved. I've gotten better at organizing my thoughts and like, not necessarily scripting out videos, but like how to organize it better. That is something where I joined Toastmasters because I am not good at speaking on the fly, as many of you know, and organizing my thoughts in a cohesive way. And I've been trying so hard to get better at that. And I feel like I can say to AI, this is what I'm trying to do. How can I word it? How can I organize these thoughts into a cohesive way to make it most impactful? You know, and so it's still my thoughts, but being able to have AI has helped a lot. And then, okay, I'm going back, my chat jumped. And then also how I verbally ask for things. And I'm like, I don't even know how to say this. And AI's like, oh, I think you're asking for blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yes, okay, that's a better way for me to say this. So I feel like it's helped me get so much better in this. Dope Voices just got back into reselling, made 350 my first week. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. Hi, Thelma. Hello, hello. Hi, Jennifer. That's right. You could do whatever you want. That's right. I do what I want. Okay, so misinformation says the mass item photo are what I'd like you to tell about. What do you use for that? I use ChatGPT. That's and I pay for that version. But the ones I've been looking at, ChatGPT, I need to go more into that one too, because I found out after making that video, a friend of mine who does a lot more with computer stuff and AI stuff was like, there's a whole nother there's like a version thing. This was new for me. There's always something new, right? ChatGPT, Claude AI, and Gemini. And I chose those because Chat I was already using, and Claude and Gemini were the two that I had other people comment about. And so I was like, let me dive into that. So if there's another one that I need to be looking at as well, there's so many versions. And I'm sure somebody's probably building a reselling AI that's, yeah. I think I do have it on camera. I saw somebody mention, hang on, I don't want to say somebody because I know it was a person's name. I'll mention it when I get to it. Hello, hello, hello. Live chat. Hello, hello, everybody. AI uses information, this is Barbie saying this, that everyone's put out there. It's just quicker and more comprehensive, right? Resellers and thrift shops evolve together, Thelma says, absolutely. I was at a garage sale, and I probably make a whole separate video about this. And they had a big tub of Lego, right? And I love Lego. I sell some, I keep a lot. And it was just bricks. It wasn't fancy pieces. There were no minifigs. There were no sets. It looked like it was just like those boxes of bricks that you can get that are just basic bricks, right? And the guy, I was like, how much do you want for your Lego? And it wasn't even a massive amount. It was a little bigger than a shoebox, maybe 2-3 shoebox sizes. I would have maybe paid $20, $30 for it. And even that might have been too much for me. But he was like, ooh, I don't know. I know Lego's really hot right now, so I'm going to look it up. And he asks AI, how much is Lego reselling for? And of course, AI is just like, oh, wow, let me tell you about the latest Star Wars, retired set that sold for 500 blah de blah. And he's doing it with the audible one where you can talk to it and it's talking back to you. So I'm hearing it. I've got to I know I got it on my GoPro because I was just like, I can't believe this is happening right now. And he's like, I don't know, how much do you think? And he's suddenly like, whoa, I'm sitting on a fortune here. And I was like, ooh, I could give you 20 bucks. He was like, after what I just heard, I don't think so. Like, no, okay. I didn't say anything. I'm just like, dude, you're going to learn today, but not from me. He's going to have a rude awakening. Somebody's going to come along and tell him, no. Maybe I could have told him, but I'm not very good at being tactful in that way. I'm afraid I would say it wrong and be offensive. And so I was just like, good luck. Okay. Hi, Mary, girl. Always tell me on the Polo that you're live. So helpful. Yeah, my friend Mary and I do Marco Polo back and forth. It's like an app where you can take little video footage and video. It's like texting, but with little videos. And I was like, oh, I think I'm going to go live. AI would love, Al would love this. Her husband's name is Al, so Al would love this video. Yeah, yeah. AI saves me time, which I never have enough of. Totally, Sheila, totally. Hi, Glenn, Swamp Picker. Hope things are going well. Eat some Cajun food for me. I miss it so much. There are people here that keep saying that there's, oh, you got to go. Oh, you want real Cajun food. Oh, because I'm like, I can't find good Cajun food here. Oh, I know the place. You got to go to this place. And I go and like, they don't even have boudin on the menu. Jambalaya. We went one place. They had blackened something and they had gumbo. And basically those were the only two Cajun things that they had on the menu. Everything else was just like regular stuff. I'm like, save me. Save me. I need flavor. I need to go to flavor country. That was totally an aside, which AI cannot help with, or maybe it can. How can AI help me find better Cajun food? It's probably going to be like, Margaret, walk into the kitchen, take out a pot, and make some gumbo, for crying out loud. Hello from Australia. Thank you, thank you. Using AI can't be as bad as trips to space for no reason. Little Debbie says, right, as far as environmental factors. Gretchen says, you're killing plants. You're just eating fruits and berries, right? Glass houses, totally. Okay. Use AI for my rebuttals. Let me see, right? He lost, oh yeah. Swamp Picker says, Commonwealth Picker said he lost people because he talked about AI. And that's fine. I probably will too. But I would rather, this is the direction. I'm not going to be talking about AI for every single thing, of course, but I feel like right now I've been putting out quite a few because there's a lot of questions that keep coming up. There's a lot of information that I feel like if I can get this in your, the quicker I can like share this information, the quicker you can put it into practice. Because ultimately that's what I do. That's why I make videos. It's fun. I love it. And I enjoy seeing, hearing, helping other people. Because if somebody, again, soapbox, here we come. I was in a bad situation. I needed to get out of it. I needed to be able to support myself. I had to be able to figure out how to make more money. And I know that a lot of the people that watch me are taking care of parents that are getting older, or they have their own disability and they've got to make more money because things are just, they're just not connecting. There's just not enough to, or like I'm doing okay, but I just want that little extra for fun. You know, there's so many needs out there. There's so many, and so many people are losing jobs right now, you know, for all kinds of reasons. Of course, AI is getting the blame for everything, but all kinds of reasons. People that I don't know if I could go back and work for somebody, you know, people that couldn't, I don't want to say couldn't cut it in the workforce, but that's just not their speed, right? Man, I'm not going to go have some Joe Schmo breathing down my neck in his double knit polyester suit at the Sizzler. I'm dating myself here. you know, needing to come, Margaret, come talk to me in my office. I'm like, the hell I'm coming in your office, creep. Okay. But there wasn't this for me to fall back on, right? Ah, Sizzler. Do they still exist? Anyway, see, which would you rather do? Go thrifting, use AI, or go refill the fake crab at the Sizzler buffet salad bar? Oh dear. Yeah. Misinformation. The thrill of the hunt is in learning. AI is fine. It teaches us. I agree. Nothing fun about writing a millionth listing from scratch, I'm guessing. Oh, totally, Mary. Totally. It's it's gotten so good. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, chat. New here. Don't know what is going on with AI. There's so much, so much. And it can be really overwhelming. So my goal too is like in making these videos, I'm making them kind of like in smaller bites, and I'll probably do some more because I know it's a new. I'm trying to hold my phone so it's not jumping on the chat, but it's a new for a lot of people, and so if I can just one little step forward, and try not to. What do they say about the elephant? Right? Try not to look at the whole thing. It's that one little step forward. My son and I yesterday. The video yesterday that I recorded, part of it's in the car, and I look a mess, but I'm like, I'm doing this. But my son and I had gone to the basketball court, right? And we're not athletic people, but he got a basketball for his birthday, and he was really wanting to shoot hoops. And he was getting discouraged, right? Because he's shooting and he's missing, 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 missing. And I'm telling him, we're not giving up. Every miss, every step, even if it feels like a stumble, it's forward. It's forward. And every little step that every time you shoot and you miss, you're learning. Your body's learning, your brain is learning, and that mind, telling him, what athletes do, what Olympic athletes do, and they visualize, and this is a real thing. They sit there, and skiers, they visualize going down the run and like how it's gonna be and feel, and they just get into it. And so he's sitting there like at the free throw line visualizing, and so I'm watching him like, and he visualizes and he doesn't open his eyes and he throws the ball. I was like, okay, you got the first step down. Next step, you got to open your eyes. Okay, next step, you got to look at where you're shooting, like every step. So those of you who are like, I don't even know where to start. I don't know AI. I'm 50, 60, 70, and I don't know. Open the app. Just don't give it your personal information. I'll put that right out there. But every little step, you're going to be like, oh, well, how about this? Oh, well, now let me try this. So little baby step it. You got this. Okay. Okay, I'm going back in the chat. Here we go. Da-dee-da-dee-da. It's a yin and yang, yeah. Tunnel vision, is that what you're thinking? Maybe the medical term. Yeah. Okay. I saw something in the photo. Yeah. Yeah, totally. The AI sees something in the photo that I'm like, I didn't see that. And with the sweater I was looking at yesterday, I'm looking at the label. I'm looking at and I missed some of the pilling. Like it was like, it didn't even register. I can't see how AI use in this situation can be a negative. I think, Debbie, that the negative would be is if somebody was so narrowly focused and they were only relying on like, here's what AI said, and it is gospel, and not taking that time to critically think like, it said this, but I'm going to put it in my cart and then I'm going to double check something on that, right? So, yeah. Lisa says, man, love the use of that. Yeah, got some power. I use AI while in the thrift shop before I buy, the same way I use the search on eBay. Google, check if it's valuable, see if it sells. Right, and it's a lot. It's very fast. I can get that. Hang on, I missed, because some of it, the comments are with what I was saying from before. You need AI 101 video. Totally. Okay, I'm on it. The one I did yesterday that I'm working on editing is I'm comparing 3 different ones. Yeah. There is no fight or controversy with AI. AI is a tool. If you use it, great. If you don't, it's like choosing to keep your horse in carriage instead of a car. It's your choice. It's just a tool, right? I get that, and I can see how you're on one side of the controversy, because there are people on the other side that are like, no. But it's true. In my notes, I was like, think of the Industrial Revolution. Like you said, the horse and carriage versus the automobile. You know, when the internet started, people were like, oh, this is just, whatever. Yeah. I mean, even still, even like early on, I was like, the mall. People think I'm gonna go buy something. I'm gonna go into the store to buy stuff. And now, and I remember thinking that, and how old was I? I mean, this was early 90s maybe, and thinking, and I remember the guy I was seeing at the time, he was explaining to his dad about email and like conversing with somebody in another country. And his dad was like, what are the long distance fees going to be on that? And he's like, no, there's no long distance fees. He's like, that's impossible. you know, it's just some people can't get that shift, in their mind as far as that. Hang on. Hang on. I'm trying to get back as my chat jumped again. Okay, we got there. Got there. No fight or flight. Okay. I will say, yeah, ChatGPT is miles and miles ahead of others, and Google Gemini. It's night and day. I'm not giving any spoilers from what I found out, but right there with you. Learned this morning that ChatGPT is not free when it comes to a number of uploads. Yeah, and that's true for the others as well. Claude, ChatGPT, Google, they give you a limited number. And one of the points that I make is figuring out which one you want to subscribe to is important. Like, do the free version, see which one you're getting the best information from, and subscribe to that, because it's like $20 a month. And that Harley Davidson thing that I got yesterday, okay, sold. So, and some of the other things that I took pictures of, that it's like, that's going to sell for XYZ. Or don't buy that. I will save $20 from not buying stuff that my little heart's like, but I like this kind of stuff. And even though I know it takes forever to sell, I want to buy it. And I can't. I just, Okay, looking back again. Joining so late. Okay, good, good, good. Learned this morning. Okay, that's what I just looked at. Starting using ChatGPT to help me identify things I already have. I learned a lot. Oh yeah, and that's a great way to start, just around the house. Totally. Let's see. Oh, I have not tried Grok. I like the name of that though. Grok. I know I already said it. Oh, Brandon said I already said it. This is awful for reselling. Okay. I mean, a certain platform. I really need to learn. Totally. Okay. Oh, fun. Okay. I think I got an email from them too. Everyone is a reseller now. Yeah, and I'm okay. I'm okay with that, because that means there's buyers. It's like people who print out eBay listing with prices with their items. Oh, right. Crazy. That's like people who print out their eBay listing prices with their items at the yard sale. Oh, and we get a lot of that. It's so funny. Oh, I do. I get a lot of that. Always telling them, hang on. Lorelei says, I feel like ChatGPT has overestimated the value of almost everything I've checked out, but I'll just need to keep that in mind. Yeah, it can. It's hard to find Kakumbo here. Catherine, I've been thrilled with ChatGPT until it told me I had to pay for image uploads. And yeah, like I said, I pay $20 a month. Totally worth it for me. And it's a business expense. If you're running a business, you're filing your taxes, right? Then write it off, Yeah. Oh, thanks, Thelma. She says, love your educational videos, always learning. We got to learn and grow, right? Yeah. Lisa says, love Sizzler. Is Sizzler still around? I'm traumatized. I love that you can wax poetic about the Sizzler. Yep. But yeah, I'll make more. I see a lot of people are like, I need to know ChatGPT 101. And I've been kind of leaning a lot more into it because I think it's going to help people a lot. Catherine says, ChatGPT today helped me draft a letter to a curator of museums about a Mexican brooch I just bought. I couldn't be happier. It would have taken me hours. Totally. And let me tell you too, like, when you're dealing with ex-husbands and you need to be succinct and diplomatic in the way you want to say something, and I can be like, this is how I'm feeling, ChatGPT, and this is what I'm thinking. Rah! How can I say this in the most diplomatic way and get my point across and also blah, 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 blah. Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah. Not just with ex-husbands, but you're writing a letter. You're writing response to whatever. Yeah. Because truly communication and being able to get your point across in an effective way is a skill that a lot of people don't have, myself included, aka here too why I joined Toastmasters, so I could try to be better about that. Oh my gosh, right? A lot of people could learn this. Yeah, and let me know whether in the chat now or send me an email, right? Send me an email, send me a comment like, Margaret, this is what I need to know. This is like, I need this AI 101. These are the things that I have concerns about. These are the things that I would love to learn about, because I am trying to make sure that I am creating the content that would be most beneficial. So right now, if you're thinking about it, you're like, texasgaltreasures@gmail.com. Here's a da 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 da. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm clueless about AI. I love that AI writes my descriptions on eBay. And I've had, I know eBay has their AI lister. I use List Perfectly, pros and cons on those as well. But I like to keep things succinct in my listings personally. I don't even watch much your chat. Hang on. I hit the wrong button. I don't watch much your anymore. ChatGPT leaves the comments for me and then summarizes the video for me. Oh, nice. Okay. Can eBay just make combined shipping simple already, right? Totally. What did you do with the timer? Makes the point. Hang on. Oh, the one I did with the, oh, right, where I was like the 17 seconds. Yeah. I'm trying to get better with like video editing too, and that's a whole other thing. So Grok is the Musk one. Oh, Al says. Okay, I'll have to ask Al. I know. All the kids in the chat today. Okay, see if there's any more. Co-parenting is the reason we discovered ChatGPT in the first place. Yeah. Did you use ChatGPT? On the script part, partially because of this. And while some of you love this about me, that I can talk and but I go off on tangents. And so I did say like, okay, I want to make these points and I want to be as organized in my thoughts as possible, because my goal in that video wasn't love me. It wasn't about me. It was about, I want this information out there. And so trying to have that balance of like, it's me, but then there's this information, because some people are turned off by this, to be honest, and that's fine. I'm not for everybody, but ultimately, like, my goal was like, I want people to know this information. Letters, great tool. You know how, okay, yeah, totally. I'm curious about whether AI can do photos, putting clothing on a model. Probably. I haven't messed with that. It's horribly inaccurate at doing that. It's, Brandon said. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, dyslexia, ChatGPT is helpful with proofreading. And me being so ADHD and like my brain ping pongs, I said at Toastmasters, because we do this thing at Toastmasters, this is an aside, it's called table topics, where you get a topic on the spot and you have to speak for a minute or two on that topic. And I see people get up, they think for a second, and then they are able to succinctly put together a mini story, beginning, middle, end. And it's like, it's got all the main points. And I'm like, I get up there and and I've said this, like, my mind is like a gopher warren, like hill rats. It's like somebody pops down the hole. This one's shooting that way. That one's shooting that way. That one's got a tennis ball, and I'm wanting to know where he got it from and how he got it down the hole. This one, and it's like my brain and my thoughts are like ping pong, 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 and I will follow one thread and then realize, oh, I was supposed to be talking about that, and I never got to the point, and la da 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 da, right? So it it helps me a lot. Yeah, medication and that totally helped me a lot. But I totally have to, yeah, sometimes get my thoughts organized. Yeah, I have to write it down. Do. Looking, dyslexia. Okay, we talked about that one. Yeah, I don't like the eBay AI listings. I'm like, just give me the facts, ma'am. When I'm looking at a listing, I don't want to read. I'm just like, what's the measurements? What's the condition? Do you take returns? Oh wait, I missed the Canva one because I use Canva too, but I don't use it for that. Oh, I missed the Canva comment. I'll have to go back and find it. Oh, I see. Sora, but other services, photo room, Canva is probably a better option. Okay. Yeah, I love Canva for lots of things. I have a Canva subscription too. Okay. I think I got to the end of the comments. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. I went way longer than I anticipated that I would, but I'm so glad I came on to talk to you. I got some great feedback, and I'm definitely going to be making more videos. Yes, I'm still making other reselling related videos, but I got to help my peeps, right? My friends that are wanting to learn this, and I feel for you. And it's very, very useful, and it's fun. It is. You still get that thrill of the hunt. You're like, woo, I didn't know about that. That's pretty cool. So there's fun to be had all around if you just have the right mindset and you're open to learning new things. And we can baby step it together. Visualize and then open your eyes, right, to shoot the basket. Yeah. All right, you guys, I am going to go inside now, and I'm so grateful that you were here. Good night in Australia. Yay. Oh, wait, last comment on the topic. Excited about AI for researching. Google search comes up short for me. Yeah. There was an item I picked up yesterday. I didn't include it I'm not including it in the video because I'm thinking I'm going to make a separate video about it. But it was so unique that Google image search came up with nothing. And the chats absolutely were like, and because it was Asian, I was like, is this Korean? Is it Japanese? I don't know. There were characters on the back, and it translated the characters for me. It identified what it was. And it talked about, and one of the chats talked about a specific artist that makes these particular things in Japan, I think. Yeah. So there's a lot to it. There's a lot. Okay, I'm gonna go, for real. Thank you so much for hanging out. And I will see you on the next one. Definitely send me an email, texasgaltreasures@gmail.com, and tell me, like, these are the things I'm curious about. These are the things that would be helpful for me so that I can really narrow my focus on making these videos as helpful as possible for you guys. Have fun.